Hello everyone, it's Rachel. Welcome to my channel and to today's video. It has been a long time since I sat down and filmed the video for you guys. So today we are back. Today's video is going to be a monthly update for Tobias, but kind of like a catch up because I did not do his 10-month update. He's actually almost a year old. He'll be a year old like next week. So we're gonna squish the 10 and 11 month update together, get it all done in one go, and there's a lot to cover. He is sleeping right now. He is kind of at the age where he will not sit still for these videos. He will be around playing with all my equipment and everything, so I figured the best time to film this will be when he's asleep. He's been asleep for about an hour now, so I'm hoping I can get through this before he wakes up. We'll see. But yeah, since there's a lot to cover, let's go ahead and get started. So since it's been like almost 3 months, there is quite a bit to cover. A lot of changes he's been going through, and a lot of development milestones he's been reaching, but we always start off with sleeping. So let's start there again. He's been going through, for the past 2 months or so, a bit of a sleep regression. He was sleeping so well, sleeping through the night. It was great until he hit about 10 months, and then he kept waking up constantly throughout the night. It was really hard to get him down to sleep. He would just cry and cry, and we'd have to go in there and sit with him until he fell asleep, which sometimes could take like half an hour. So it's been challenging dealing with that. If I'm by myself, it's a lot harder, but usually one of us will go in there with him for a while, and then if he's really not settling down, we'll switch off. Trying to work through that has been challenging. Fortunately, it is starting to get better now. But yeah, that's made the past 2 months a little bit difficult. Usually he's not too bad for naps. He will occasionally have the day where, well, I guess usually his afternoon nap he's pretty difficult to go down for. His morning one he's usually pretty good for until recently, but the afternoon one can sometimes be a struggle, which actually recently, like the past couple days, I've actually started skipping the morning nap because he's just been fighting it so much. Like, I put him in his crib and he just cries and he won't lie down. I've tried like skipping it to see what that would do. I know he's getting close to the age where he will be dropping to one nap, which is why I've decided to see how that goes. Yesterday it went really well. He was up until 1. I tried putting him down, didn't work, so let him stay up. He was up till 1, and then at 1 put him down. He slept for about an hour and a half or so, then woke up, and then we put him to bed around 7, I think. Both times he went down for his nap and he went down to bed so well. Didn't put a fight or anything. He just went right to sleep, and he slept through the night last night, which was great. Like, there have only been a handful of times in the past 2 months that he has slept through the night. So that was fantastic. I'm hoping today will have the same effect. I'm not sure, because I know overtired babies are harder to put to sleep and they don't sleep as well. But we're testing it out to see. So today he got really tired around lunchtime. So as soon as we finished lunch, we had an early lunch, and as soon as we finished, I put him down, so that was around 12. We'll see how today goes. I'm hoping that maybe the thing is just that he's pretty much ready to drop the morning nap. My guess, my theory, is that he is kind of ready to drop the morning nap, but he's not quite ready to go all the way until like 1. So he doesn't want to go down when I usually put him down around 10, but he's not able to make it all the way until 1. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a journey process trying to figure this all out. I'll keep you updated, but so far that's what we've been trying. As far as all the pediatrician, nutritionist, all that stuff, if you've been around for a while, you know about all that. So far, it seems like his weight is stable. It's not where they want him to be. He is small. I think last time we weighed him a couple weeks ago, he was like 16 pounds. He actually has a cousin who is like 6 months younger than him and weighs more than he does. So he is a very small baby. It's kind of funny seeing them like together because the other one's like half his age and yet the same same size, if not a little bit bigger than he is. But they're not super concerned about it because it seems that he's still developing really well and reaching all of his milestones, and that's one of the biggest concerns if their weight is low and they're not developing properly. But he seems to be doing just fine, so they're not super concerned about it. They just want to make sure that he keeps gaining weight and growing. We haven't seen any blood for quite a while now. And I know that with CMPA, cow's milk protein allergy, has something they usually grow out of by about a year old. And if they don't outgrow it by a year old, the majority of them outgrow it by 3. But so far it seems like if that was the issue, he has outgrown it. So that is no longer a concern, which is really nice. He is still seeing an allergist though. We finally got in with the allergist. And I think that's related to the whole cashew allergy he has. I guess they'll give me information on how to manage a child with allergies. But yeah, I will update you on that at a later time after the appointment. But so far, with his weight and the bleeding and everything, he seems to be in a really good place. We are still working on solids. It is definitely better than it used to be. He is eating quite a bit. We're still trying to work on getting him to eat more. There are some meals where he just isn't interested and he won't eat very much, and then other meals where he'll eat a lot. So we're trying to get him to kind of stay more on the eating more for each meal than less, which I have dropped a couple feeds. I used to feed him like every 3 hours, but now I only feed him in the morning when he first wakes up, and then after each meal, and then occasionally sometimes I'll feed him in the middle of the afternoon. But other than that, I don't really feed him much unless he like wakes up in the middle of the night and is really fussy, and then sometimes I'll feed him a little bit. So I think that dropping the feeds has helped because the milk is not filling him up, so he needs the solids to fill him up more. He really likes his grains like breads, rice, pasta. Those are his favorites. Fruits and vegetables are kind of meh for him. Like if we give him a spoonful of rice with a piece of corn in it, he will fish the piece of corn out of his mouth and spit it out. So vegetables, especially fruit, like he loves bananas, and like fruit he's a little less, doesn't push it away as much, but vegetables he's really not a fan of. He also really likes to eat, like if he sees me snacking, he wants whatever snack I'm having. He always wants to try a little bit. Sometimes he'll love it, sometimes he won't really like it, and then he's kind of like, okay, that's fine, I'm done. But whatever I'm snacking on, he always wants to try it. Depending on what I'm having, sometimes I'll just pull out his snacks and give him one of those if he can't have whatever I'm having. But yeah, it's kind of cute just how like whatever I'm eating, he wants a little piece of. So last time I talked to the nutritionist, I told her about how he didn't really like certain textures. Like he really liked more solid foods, and he didn't like anything mushy or squishy. You know, he'd like poke it with his finger, and if it mushed, then he didn't want to eat it. And they were concerned he had like a sensory issue, I think she said, which it seems like that has actually gone away because now he has started eating mashed potatoes and soups, and I've actually recently been able to give him purees, which is really nice because it just makes giving him fruit and vegetables so much easier because he won't eat those solid forms, so we can just make a puree for him. Which actually I made a puree yesterday. I think it had like broccoli and peas and avocado. He did not like that one. I think the flavor of the peas, that kind of turned him off. But we've done like prune purees and apple purees, and he loves those. So that's great. Prunes are great because babies and constipation, getting those prunes in really helps deal with all that and keep things moving properly. Speaking of poop and that kind of thing, it's definitely gone through that change in his poop. It's very thick and solid. It's not watery or runny anymore, which makes it a lot easier to clean up, and he like never has blowouts anymore, which I'm sure there's gonna be a day when he has a massive big solid poop and is a huge mess. We haven't gotten there yet. So right now it's pretty easy to clean up, which is nice, and also it's a lot easier to clean up his cloth diapers because before they would just kind of go everywhere all over the liner and the diaper, but now they usually just stay on the liner, which makes the diapers so much easier to clean, and I have to do a lot less scrubbing, which I am loving because scrubbing the poop off of diapers is not really my favorite thing. So as for his mobility, he He's not walking, but he's doing pretty much everything else. He is pulling himself up on furniture. He is walking along furniture. He's actually crawling a little bit. He started out with, if there was like a table or a couch or something that he wanted to pull himself up on, then he'd like crawl towards it to get in a position to pull himself up. But now he'll just like, we put him down on the floor and he'll just crawl over to his toys or whatever. So that's been kind of interesting because I was so convinced he was never going to crawl just because he always just army crawled. But now he is crawling. He still army crawls a lot, but it's more of like a mix of both instead of just army crawling. Being able to stand up and pull himself up also means he is getting to all of the cupboards. He is getting into the toilet. He can open our fridge. So we've had to go get a bunch of those like child safety lock clip things so he can't go and open things, because if you've seen our vlogs, you know our fridge is just like the top is the freezer and then there's just the big fridge door, and he knows if he like grabs it and pulls hard enough he can open the fridge and then climb in and get into all of our food. So we've had to put a clip on there and a bunch of the cupboards and stuff, and yeah, he's a busy little guy now that he can get into pretty much whatever he wants to. So it makes keeping an eye on him a lot more work, but it's also really fun just seeing him like learning how to open things and close things and how things work. And yeah, it's a fun stage, a challenging stage, but it's fun. The one thing I found about this stage, and this could be just him, but I found like he's a little hard to entertain at this point because, well, a lot of the toys we have for him, they're too young. Like he's kind of outgrown a lot of them, and we just haven't gone and got him new toys. I mean, his birthday is coming up, so that's part of the reason why. It just makes him a lot harder to entertain because he doesn't really want to play with the stuff he has. He prefers to play with all of like our house stuff, opening up drawers and playing with the stuff in the drawers or the cupboards, or like just anything he finds in the house. He prefers to play with that than with his toys. I'm hoping once his birthday comes and he gets a bunch of new toys that those will entertain him enough that he won't be playing with house things as much. I know he still will, but I'm hoping that he won't just reject the toys like he does right now. Occasionally he will sit and play with his toys, especially if you're there with him. He will sit and play with them. But if you're not there, he's not interested. He wants to just go explore the house and do his own thing. So we'll see if that changes when his birthday comes and he gets a bunch of new toys. We'll see. I think that is everything that I can remember. That's a lot for 2 months. That is how Tobias has been doing his development, how things are going with him. It is so much fun seeing him learning and developing and like coming to understand things and how they work. Like it's a lot of fun, and it's so cute seeing his little brain working. It's really exciting. But yeah, I guess there's only one more update before these are all done. So, which is crazy, but it's been a year, almost been a year, and it's been a great year. I've really enjoyed being a mom, and I've learned so much from being a mom. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for future videos about Tobias and our life, see our vlogs and our family, that kind of thing. We've got some exciting stuff coming up, and if you want to see Tobias's birthday vlog, then definitely be sure to stay tuned because that is coming up shortly. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you later. Bye.